So this this year, I'm going to be sending everything out through Outlook versus MailChimp, because I got a lot of feedback from different people that they weren't receiving the recap or reminders, just the calendar invite. So we're switching everything to just Outlook, just to hopefully make it easier. And Angela will be doing that. So you'll get that email from admin@humanworks.org, just so you guys kind of know that there is going to be a switch. Wanted to start fresh with the new year. Take advantage of that opportunity. So let's go ahead and get into introductions as people are logging on, and start with that, and then we will be able to hear Belle's story, and then also have Deanna with Help Me Grow present their services. So I will start with Derek.
How about I unmute there? There we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Derek Morris. I'm the Southern Region Coordinator for the Back to Work program. I'm usually in the LA cap, but I just took over Back to Work for Orange County. So it's a pleasure to be here and meet you all. I look forward to us doing great things together.
Yes, Derek, I remember you from LA cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good to see your face again. I thought you looked familiar in the name. Let's go to Carol.
Good morning, everybody. Carol Urey, Returning Home Foundation here in Laguna Beach. Happy New Year. Glad to be here and see you all back. We're still working with the CPUC on costs of culling and communication in our jails, and we'll give you an update as they come along. Good to see you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Lisa.
Hi, good to see you, Megan. Hi, Lisa, the other Lisa. Hi, everyone. Lisa Tafua from probation here in Orange County at the Santa Ana office. I'm a re-entry officer for adult field services.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And then we'll go to the other Lisa.
Hi, Lisa Nomura, reentry advocate and parolee mentor for Riverside, San Bernardino, and Inland Empire. And very happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's go to Irv.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Megan. My name is Irv Lova, and I work with HIRE, Hub for Integration, Reentry, and Employment. I am the program coordinator, and we provide direct referrals of employment for people coming back from incarceration. And I'm also developing and launching our time mentoring program. Our time mentoring program consists of formerly incarcerated juvenile and youthful offender lifers. We will be covering our childhood traumas, life in prison, our turning points, and re-entry back to society. And I will leave all my information in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Good morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Irv. And that was a good cue for me to make sure that I put up this so you guys can put your information in the chat. I guess I'm a little rusty since we went dark in November, December, so I apologize. Getting back into the swing of things. So next, let's go to Jessica.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Jessica Laverso. I'm with Waymakers. Specifically, I serve our Youthful Offender Wraparound and Collaborative Courts Full Service Partnership programs. It is a referral-based, they both are referral-based programs. So we work with the TAY population, and I work with the coordinators to disseminate information that best serves both populations, whether that be food banks, housing, a lot of COVID-19 information, just to help them reestablish themselves and get back on their feet and reintegrate into society in a more successful manner. So it's good to be here with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Jessica. Jenilyn.
Hi, everyone. Jenilyn Santos with Chrysalis. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for our Orange County office. We help individuals in addressing their barriers to employment by providing one-on-one support and resources. I will also put my information in the chat, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We do have an update. We are currently going virtual again, like I think many organizations are, unfortunately. So we're having a little bit of deja vu again. But our offices are supposed to be closed just until the end of February. But if that changes, I will definitely let you all know. But thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenilyn, for that update. Let's go to an ER Garcia.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ernesto Garcia with the Anaheim Workforce Connection. I'm a business services representative. I'm glad to be here because I would like to learn ways that we can help the reentry population efficiently. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, and please make sure you put your information in the chat. Let's go, Ms. Salcedo with the Geo Group. You have, yeah, there you are. Yay.
With the Santa Ana DRC here in Santa Ana, we work with participants on parole. We offer services from parenting, anger management, domestic violence, substance abuse classes. We do offer 5 to 6 months for free housing while they're in our program. So I'm just here to listen for any resources, or if you guys want to partner up, I'm here to help you guys out and you guys help us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Lanny. Good to see you, Lanny. She heard me.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Pionto from the OC Workforce Solutions. I'm a case manager, and yeah, let us know if there's anything that we can partner together. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to see you.
You too. Miss you.
Miss you too. Daniela.
Hi, good morning. My name is Danielle Vanderist. I work for 211 Orange County. I'm the Community Engagement Manager, and we still have our 24/7 hour a day helpline, and then our offices are also still virtual.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Kalua.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year's. My name is Bell Talua. I am on the Flow Movement executive. All
right, next, Lila Tubi.
Oh, good morning, y'all. My name is Lituli. I'm part of the Faux Movement. Just thank you for letting me be a part of this gathering, and just here to support my brother Bill. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Gotta love the support. So it looks like I got pretty much everything. Now we're going to go into the Sheriff's Department crew. Balecki, I know you're retiring. Thank you for all your help.
Good morning, Assistant Sheriff Joe Balicki for one more day. Tomorrow is my official retirement date, so come Friday morning, I'll officially be a civilian after 35 years. You guys have done a great job. It's been a pleasure working with you over the last few years and getting to know some of you very close. I know we had a goal of trying to get some of you into the jail. I think our lived experience program is starting to finally come around, and we're getting people in. And I know Dominic will continue to push forward with that and keep it all going. On a side note, the CEO's office has reached out to me. They may want me to come back and do some consulting work on reentry programming and services. So if I end up taking that job and it's part-time and it works out, I may come across you guys again in the near future. But If not, you guys are doing God's work. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate everything that you do. You've made my job easier. You've taught me a lot about looking at both sides of incarceration and what we can do to keep people out of jail. And I hope you guys just keep up the good work, and we'll keep making a difference.
Thank you so much, Assistant Sheriff Bilecki. Like I said, it's been a pleasure working with you, and hope that, you know, it's not the last time that we stop working with you. So I hope that you can come back in some sort of capacity. You've really made a huge difference, and you know, your team has been amazing and will continue to be amazing. So I'll hand it off to Melody.
Hi, Megan.
Good to see
My
you.
name is Melody. I'm with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and I am the program supervisor over at Theo Lacey. And I oversee any like rehabilitation, reentry, volunteer, educational-based programs that we do here at Theo Lacey.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for always being so responsive with emails and coordinating. So I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Dominic.
Good morning, everyone. Dominic Mexico, Orange County Sheriff's Department, Inmate Services Division. I assist Melody with whatever she needs to get the programs going. I would like to say special thanks to Assistant Sheriff Bilecki. We wouldn't have the lived experience program if it wasn't for him and you, Megan, for pushing that forward. We talked about it for years. Assistant Sheriff Bilecki was able to come on board and get that program in the jail. That program's already has had a huge impact on the individuals in custody, and we're just continuing to grow it. So we're excited about that program. And we're excited about this upcoming year with the additional programs coming in place. I also wanted to take a second to introduce everyone to our incoming Assistant Sheriff, Jeff Puckett. And Jeff is not new to the department. Jeff's been around forever. He's worked in the jails. He's worked with SWAT. He's worked in IA. He's worked everywhere. And I think the great thing you all are going to realize about Jeff is he's just as passionate about programs as Assistant Sheriff Bilecki is. So although I'm sad that we're losing Assistant Sheriff Bilecki, I'm happy that he was able to bring someone on board who's just as passionate about the programs as he is. And so I don't know, Jeff, if you want to say a couple words.
Yeah, I just want to say how much I appreciate the group even letting me be here. The job that I had before this was out in the field where we did a lot of work with our homeless and mental health communities. And when we talk about programs, those are pretty near and dear to my heart. So it's an honor to be here. You're probably not going to hear too much from me because it's day 6 on the job. So I'm just looking forward to learning a little bit. And thank you for the opportunity. Looking forward to meeting everybody in person, hopefully one day when COVID's over.
Yes, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. And Dominic, I appreciate you doing the warm introduction, and really look forward to working with you, Jeff. And please always feel free to reach out to me. You can always come in person. I always have room. I like doing the blended meetings. So if you want to, if you can, I know Zoom is a lot easier for everyone. But if you're feeling like you want to start interacting with people in person, feel free to come by. So let's go to Deanna. You introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deanna Barga, and I am with Help Me Grow Orange County, which I'm grateful Megan has given me the opportunity to share some information with you all in a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you, Deanna. And then it looks like Angela had just joined us, so I'll let her reintroduce herself.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late, me and my technology. My name is Angela Connell, or Angie, and I was actually the ROI speaker last year for the CAT meeting. And now I am actually working with Megan at HumanWorks, and I'm also the secretary of OCCAP. So I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you again on just a different level and our partnerships going forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. All right. So, Belle, why don't you tell us about yourself, sir? really excited that you're here and being able to share your story. The whole point of this part is that, you are an example of why we as community leaders do what we do, right? Because we know if we put in the love, the effort into helping you, giving you something productive, then you will be able to give back and be productive yourself.
Thank you, Megan. It's an honor to be here. I see there's a lot of great people here, wonderful folks that that's done some great work in the community, and thank you guys for everything that you guys have been doing. That's why I'm here today, because of people like you guys, Megan, Lisa, and everybody here. So I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. My name is Bell Taurua. I grew up in the LA County. I grew up in the city of Carson. I'm an ex-gang member, and I was in prison for 30 years. I grew up going to church. My parents are Samoans. My dad is from American Samoa, in the village of Leone. My mother's from Western Samoa, Napia. Very strict family. I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do growing up. I was really good at sports, but because of the church that I was going to, I wasn't allowed to play sports. So my parents really, especially my mom, she was hard in the paint with me. She was very strict. She was the one that disciplined us. I learned how to wash dishes, clean the house. I mean, everything in the house, I learned how to do for my mother. And if you didn't do it right, you was going to get a whooping. It's not just a pat in the head, it was just a whipping, a whipping is like, all out, belt. And that's how it was. She was really strict. And a lot of things that I went through as a youngster, it affected me growing up. And I wasn't really good at school. And so when I got to about junior high, I started hanging around kids that were getting in trouble. I started drinking, probably about in the 8th grade, started smoking weed, got involved in gangs, and that's what led me to the life that I lived for a long time. Just started gang banging, grew up fighting, right away. I found out I was pretty good at fighting. I wasn't allowed to play sports, so fighting became my thing. And I quickly came up to the ranks in my neighborhood gangs, and I got my respect. And for me, that was like the love, the love that I was missing from my family. And so I became, I loved the whole thing about gang life, the swag, the lowriders, the oldies, the way we dressed, and everything that came with it. And I was stuck in this world. I tried to straighten out my life. When I was about 20 years old, I got married, tried to live the right life for about a year, but I couldn't do it. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the tools to deal with life on life issues. Just didn't know how to keep a job. Went back to selling drugs, and I started getting in trouble again. And that's what led me to going back to prison. I was involved in selling drugs, doing drugs, and I was getting in trouble. I was going in and out of LA County. And one night in 1987, I was in LA. LAPD was trying to pull me over, and it was a chase. I took off. I didn't want to go to jail. And because of that, I hit another car and I killed somebody. I went to court, went through the whole process. I got 15 years of life. During that time, I thought, out of everything that I've done, I brought shame to the family. The Samoan culture, the name, the last name means a lot. When you bring shame to the family, it's devastating. It's shameful and embarrassing. And so when I went to prison, there was no hope for me. I just gave up in life. I didn't care about what was going to happen to me. It was about my surviving in prison, and how was I going to do this? And so I got in there and I went through the whole system. I started finding out who was who on the yard. Got involved in selling drugs. Got involved with just cooking prune or just doing everything that I wasn't supposed to do. I wasn't ready to change. This is the lifestyle that I picked, and this is how I was going to live. I didn't have no hope, no faith coming home. I thought I was going to die in prison. As years went by, this is what I was doing. In and out the hole, getting in trouble, possession for sales, just doing all the wrong things. Finally, I'll say about 17, 18 years, Governor Brown finally came in. And there was rumors going around in the prison system for lifers that he was letting people out, lifers. If you was doing the right thing, going to your programs, he was able to go home. And so that gave me hope. That gave me hope that at the same time, you have to do the work to come home. And so at that same time, some good things were starting to happen in my life. I met my wife, you know, at that time, she was just someone I was talking to. And she helped me straighten my life out. I started hitting all the self program. I went and got my GED, and I was trying to do everything right. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of soul searching, you know, because I've been in this lifestyle for so long, and this is all I knew. And when it was time for me to turn my life around, it was hard because I was so stuck in a lot of bad habits that I had back in the days. So when I was getting my life together, I would change something, but not everything. So it was a journey for me. It was a journey for me. I had to, like I said, I did some soul searching. When I say soul searching, I mean I had to tune in with my emotions. I had to find out who I was as a person. So emotionally, I did some digging. And I remember when some people in my life, people that I care about the most, my parents, my sister, her husband, they passed away, you know, throughout the years that I was in prison. And I remember when I got the news, I had to suck it up. I had to suck it up. Didn't want to show no emotion because I didn't want nobody else to know. You know, we was taught to suck things up and not cry, and not, you know, share our feelings. Once I started going to these groups, you know, I got emotionally in tune with myself. I learned how to control my anger. You know, just step back, take a deep breath, take a walk, you know, just do something that to calm down. I knew how to get in tune with my emotions as far as if I wanted to cry. You know, what feeling was that? And I remember it all when my little brother passed away. He had an accident and died, and I got the word, and I remember that I started crying. And everybody that I lost from then on, you know, it all poured out. And I share that because it was tough crying in front of men, because the group that I was involved in at the time, when I got the news, I was able to speak about it. And that helped me. I was able to speak about it, and I was able to share the story about what my brother meant to me, my little brother. Because he put his whole life on hold to go out there to Iowa to take care of my parents. And then finally, when my parents passed away, he came home. He came out here to the States to live with my family in Vegas. And 3 years later, he had an accident. So it was painful, it was hurtful, but those are the things that taught me that, you know, I can do this. You know, I can do this for my family and for myself. And a lot of the programs that I was involved in made a big difference for me. After I was going through all these self-help, there was another group that came out called LTOP. LTOP is a program where they teach you self-help program, but it's like self-help on steroids. You know, so when I was going through that, I went through the victim's impact. And victim's impact made a real big difference in my life, because not only did I understand the pain and the hurt that I caused my victim, but I understood the victim of my family's pain, it just went on and on, it was like, it wasn't just people that you heard, but people that like, if you broke into somebody's house and they wasn't there, a lot of us, it was like, oh, no harm, no foul, nobody was there, they ain't gonna feel nothing. But there's pain there as well for that family. The dad is feeling like, he's helpless, he can't take care of his family. What's gonna happen if we come back again? So understanding the pain that all our victims go through, don't matter if you hurt them or touched them or you just rode on their property, all those things add up. And so when I finally understood that, it made a big impact in my life. And I remember when I first started speaking in prison, because I was in this lifestyle for so long, but when I started growing up, dudes was tripping on me, they was like, damn, what's going on with Pineapple? And that's my name, my street name, that's what they used to call me. But what's going on with it? And it didn't matter to me no more. It was me trying to get me together. I had to get my life together in order for me to come home, because it was hard for me to come home. So it didn't matter. But what I noticed was every time I got up there to speak, I was speaking from the heart. And when I come back out, when we come back to the yard, guys will come up to me. They shake my hand and hug me because they want to be there. They want to be that person that I was. They didn't know how to get there. So I just started, put everything that I had and getting my life together. Finally, when I went to the board, when I used to go to the board, I didn't care about the board. I used to go to these programs, get my chrono, and go up there, show up to the board, and they ask me questions I didn't know how to answer. Then the last 10 years of my time, when I got up there, I knew how to answer these questions. And even though they turned me down after I got my life together, it didn't affect me, because I knew there was hope. As long as I stay on track and do the right thing, making the right choices, I knew, God had a plan for me. Because no matter what I was doing in prison from the very beginning all the way to my the last day of my 30 years, I prayed every day. And I not only prayed for my family, I prayed for my victims and everybody around me. I grew up praying. So I never stopped doing that. And so I knew when I got my life together, God was going to give me a chance. I didn't know when, but I just stepped through the plank. And so I finally, I can't remember the year, but I finally went to the board, and we did our thing, and they went out, deliberated, came back, and they told me I was good to go. And it was like one of the best feelings in the world, because I used to just dream. That's the first time I ever dreamed of something. Growing up, I used to watch sports, and I watched Magic Johnson and all them, talking about, if you dream about something and you put the work in it, it'll happen. I never dreamed about anything because I didn't think anything would come true for me. But I remember once I got my life together, I used to always look out that window. I used to dream like, one day I'll be out there, and it finally happened. So when I came home, I had to go to a transitional home in Los Angeles, right across the street from Parker Park. And they had a bunch of resources for me. Parole board was, man, it was on top of their game. And it was a trip because the whole 30 years I was in prison, I just used to hear bad stories about the parole board. They don't help you, they don't do this, they don't do that. Excuse my language, assholes. But when I came home, it wasn't nothing like that. It was always there. They helped me. They had programs for us to go to. School, whatever you wanted to do, they had the resources for us, and the transitional home that I was in. And so, as soon as I came home, got me a job at a catering company, which I loved. We did weddings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometime. And it was like, wow, I was in prison for 30 years. Now I'm in weddings, 3-4 days a week, and I was loving it. I was a setup guy. We unload the trucks, load it, I was washing dishes, I was prepping. It didn't matter to me. I had a job and I was home and I was enjoying life. Well, what happened was I got hurt at my job. Not too long after that, and I fractured my pelvis, just re-injured my hip, and I was down for about 6 months. During this time, they put a new hip in me, and it got infected. So when I was going through that, they found I was going through a bunch of tests, and they found a piece of cancer in my kidney, my left kidney. So we decided to take out the cancer, and I've been good. But before it was tricky, but before the surgery, I was asking God, like, God, man, I thank you for bringing me home. But there's something I can do, man. Because in my heart, I wanted to give back to the community. In my heart, these kids that's growing up the way we grew up, I wanted to help. I wanted to, just try to create some resources for brothers and sisters that are coming home that was in the same shoes as I was, and understanding them, and hopefully if they see me being the same person that they are, and we're able to help them, they can help somebody else. And so I just asked them, if I'm ready to go, if you think I'm ready to go, then let me go. But I'm not ready to go. I didn't want to go. And so I was all good, I went through the surgery, everything went good. And so now I'm recovering at home, and I'm thinking of how can I get this? What can I do to give back? How am I going to get into something where I can help the community and just do what I love to do? And that's when a folk movement came through. Folk movement, they seen a video of me. I was talking about my story on YouTube on one of the guys that does a YouTube thing, and I was telling my story, and they seen that. So they wanted to use, they wanted me in their group. And so at the same time I heard about them, they seen me, so we was reaching out to each other. So it was last year, everything was falling into place for me last year. I got into the group, and right when I got in, I was moving. We was out there in San Diego, we were out to South Central, we was talking to people, going to churches, and everywhere that I could go, that they asked me to go, I was there. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
So Belle has a presentation of a video that's a summary of the faux movement.
1 second. Sorry.
Was anybody able to hear it?
Hold on.
Okay. My audio is too can't hear me. Okay. Is everyone muted? Oh, that's your best.
Let's see.
I have to mute everybody.
No, I don't think so. It just sounds really echoey or distorted. Okay. Let me. Well,
You know what, Megan? At the top, where your bar is on the top, make sure you selected share my sound.
oh yeah, thank you.
To reintegrate former prisoners into the community, reduce prison recidivism, and improve public safety through addressing the educational, employment, housing, and family counseling needs of prisoners as they reenter society.
And now it's buffering. Gotta love technology.
Love it.
What a great computer day.
I know.
The images are wonderful.
The
No
Youth
matter
Outreach
what.
Program helps vulnerable children in need, which addresses the well-being, security, care, and educational needs for each child within the program. Its purpose is to focus on the encouragement of youth empowerment that highlights the importance of life skills, education, and the resources that will enable employment, self-sufficiency, and promotes family reunification. Its recovery program provides men and women a safe, clean, and sober living environment, allowing residents the opportunity to develop life skills in a structured environment, providing the resources needed for their journey towards sobriety. Fa'atasinga Ouso are a band of brothers who hold themselves accountable for their past and opposes the illusion of what the gang life offers. They come together as reformed, better men whose guidance comes from faith and whose mission is to help repair the damage they left behind within their community. On behalf of the FO movement, thank you for your continued support.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Give me 1 second while I switch over.
Yeah, so as you can see, the FO movement is put together by some rough guys. We all ex-gang members. Most of us been in prison, but all of us have turned our lives around. All of us, we all came together, a bunch of Bloods and Crips, and we just decided that we wanted to give back to the community. We took so much from the community, and we want to give back. We want to help the youth. We want to set a better example for the youth. That we can change. If we can change, you can change. And then we want to set some resources up for our brothers and sisters coming home. So we have 3 different programs in the FO movement. We got reentry, we have the youth recovery, the youth outreach, and then we have recovery. And so, these brothers, we have weekly meetings every Monday. We talk about the things we want to do and the things, the direction we're headed to. We have, it's a nonprofit organization. We just started last year. We're just this year is going to be a big year for us to try to get our feet wet on everything that we're trying to do. And it's been an honor to go with these men. A lot of things that I've learned last year, I never knew. As far as networking, that was something very new for me. And Lisa taught me how to do that. We was running some programs and doing some events, and I really didn't understand how to reach out to other organizations. Lisa taught me that, and I found out I was pretty good at that. At first I was afraid because, I'm coming from a lifestyle, with a different type of swag, different type of way I communicate. But what I've learned through doing this work is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color you are, who you are, where you come from, what planet you come from. As long as you show that love and passion and care, that you care for the community, the person on the other side of the phone is going to be there to help you. And so I appreciated everything that I've learned this past year, and I want to continue to do this work. I love doing this. This is something that I'm passionate about, and my journey, it's been a long journey for me. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because, it's a journey that I want nobody else to go through. The pain that, that you suffer when you're in prison, and then the nights that you're in your bunk and you're just thinking about, where did everything go wrong? Then you're thinking about your kids, your family, and you're thinking about your victim, what damage have I done to his kids or family? So there's so many things that it goes through your head. And so you want to make a change. And so I'm finally in a position to help. And I just love it, and I'm asking, for whatever connections that we can make, and to let me know. We got brothers that's willing to be in the front line and do whatever it needs to take to help our community. And we want to show that same passion that we have for this dumb foolishness that we used to do in the past. We want to bring that same passion to everything that we do for our community, for our kids. So it's been an honor for me to speak to you. There's a lot of great people here, and I've been nervous all morning. I didn't know who was going to show up, but hey, I'm new at all this, but man, I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Can I just ask Bell to tell the panel one exciting thing? He's ventured forward for some personal enrichment, and he has a very exciting thing to share about what he's stepping into after 30 years of prison. And go ahead.
School?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I just started out my winter back in school and college. Something that I thought I'd never do, but it's part of the walk that I'm doing today, though. I want to show a better example to not only my grandkids, but just to the young people. I'm old. Technology's been hard, but you know what? I'm with it. Whatever it takes, and I'm with it to do it. And what I found out in college, man, I can, it's not that hard to learn. I love it. It's been a challenge, but I love it. The only big challenge that I'm facing is working that computer. So what I decided, I was going to take, instead of doing 3 classes in spring, I'm going to take one and take 2 months off in spring and learn that computer. It's going to be me and YouTube for 3-4 hours a day, but I'm going to get it down pat. Because, I want to get that AA and sociology, and wherever that leads me to, I'm going for it. But I want to be a better example for the youth. And I just want to show our brothers and sisters that are coming home that we're trying to set these programs up for, that if I can do it, you can do it. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, Belle. It was very moving. And, it's not easy to make a change, right? Sometimes you need that inspiration. Right, and for you, when you were inside, it was Governor Brown's, vision that he made, and that gave you hope, right? And so I appreciate you sharing your story of hope, and then also in turn wanting to give back to the community. Like to say, if you're giving back, you're not going back, because those individuals that you're helping are a constant reminder of what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Right? And just helping people heal. And I think that it's amazing that you're continuing to grow and stretch yourself and being an example that it is possible. So thank you. I appreciate your time, sir. Anybody else want to share anything before we have any comments or anything before we have Deanna with Help Me Grow give a presentation on her services? Derek?
Just wanted to say that was one of the few times that I heard somebody truly be a big homie. You know, you hear people say big homie all the time. You know, I grew up in the hood too, man. So we hear about big homies all the time. But, and I got a couple of younger brothers that's been through the justice system too. And we sit and we talk about big homies. Hey, your big homies aren't the one that tell you to do wrong. Your big homies is the ones that straighten you up and help you do right. And you are true, bro. I mean, that's one of the best big homie stories I've heard since I've been in this business. That's the way you do it. That's having a heart of a true big homie. You take that and you give that to them youngsters, and you let them know that there is something else that they can do. There is something more that they can be. That's being a big homie, brother. You putting it out there. And so God bless you, man. For real, for real. You're doing a great deal. That's a great service. I appreciate you.
Derek? Anybody else?
Can I just say a quick thank you? Well, thank you for speaking, and we can feel it, truly speaking from the heart. I know I met Lisa through this meeting a couple months ago, and she was so impressive, and you're equally as impressive. And when I talk to my family and some of my coworkers, I brag about her. I'm going to add you to the list. Thank you for what you do.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Lisa.
Irv?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Belle. In some ways, your life is kind of like my life. I was one of the speakers for Megan last year. I was actually sentenced to life without parole, and my sentence was commuted. I did 25 years. I've been out a little over 2 years now. Yeah, that whole shame with the family, man. I still lived through that. Still working on it. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate you sharing that. And also, when it comes to the technology stuff, I said, as you see during the meeting, Megan was having problems. So it's like, yeah, we all struggled through that. For myself, man, I mean, I'm learning as I go. So, I just want to say I appreciate it, man. And welcome home. Good seeing you being out here. Alofa.
Alofa, lava.
Oh, love it. Anybody else? All right, well, then I will hand it over to you, Deanna, for you to share the amazing services that you guys provide.
I'm not sure I want to follow that. I should have gone first. Hi, everyone. My name is Deanna Parga, and I am with Help Me Grow. I have slides here to share with you, but I'm probably going to abandon them at some point. And please just interject and ask questions. It flows so much better that way. For those of you that are not familiar with Help Me Grow, we are a program of CHOC, or Children's Hospital of Orange County, but we are for the greater community. So any family in Orange County can utilize our services. So let's see if the computer will cooperate with me today. So we are here for all Orange County children. We believe that children should be able to grow, develop, and thrive. We want to support children and their families so that they really have all opportunities ahead of them and they can reach their full potential. We do that by ensuring that children are able to be connected to resources to support their development, early detection, which can mean a variety of things, whether it is potentially children who have behavioral or developmental problems, ensuring that they get linked to those resources, mental health types of services, any kind of resources that are needed to support the family in caring for that child, which I'm going to speak a little bit more about to you, and ensuring that healthy development is happening. So this is a good visual of our overall program. Help Me Grow does not exclusively live in Orange County. We were created in Connecticut, and Orange County was the first to replicate this program. Now, 15, 17 years later, the program exists across the country. In, I believe it's 24 states have Help Me Grow across their state. And here in California, we have 18 counties and counting that have Help Me Grow as a part of their linkage for families. So the primary or the meat of what I like to describe of what Help Me Grow does is we have a call center. We're actually partnered with 211. I knew somebody from 211 was here, in that our care coordinators who answer this line are a part of the 211 office, although they're all remote now. But families can call this line and just describe what it is that's going on with their children. We don't have the expectation that they know what kinds of resources are out there available for them, or what they might be eligible for, or kind of what's going on. We just have a line so that they can call and ask questions, describe what it is that's happening, what they need support with. And our care coordinators have extensive training. They have a minimum of bachelor's degrees in child development and have worked in the field. So they're not new grads. They're someone who's been experienced in working with children and families, and are qualified to be able to listen to the concerns that are going on with the family and help make decisions about what path to point them towards. Monday through Friday, they're there 8:30 to 5. We also have an online portal that families can submit their information online, or providers like yourselves who are helping serve families, you could enter the information in on behalf of a family, and they will help guide them to what they need. All of the staff is bilingual English and Spanish, and we have access to interpreters. I believe it's like 120 languages that they can access. So we can always get a translator on the line to find out what's going on with that family and help to find services that are in their home language. We can't always guarantee we are going to find that it's offered in their home language, but we will do all the legwork trying to make sure that we find what's a good fit for that family. Families can also access this, like I said, through our online portal. So on our website, there are these buttons and they can click in and submit their information. So if that's easier, I often describe this for a family where kids are in bed at night and now I'm left worrying about all the things that have popped up during the day. This is a great way to be able to submit that information. And then our care coordinators will contact the family at a time that's good for them, whether it's when the kids are in school or during nap time for our little ones. If they really need to only correspond via email, we can do it that way. We prefer at least one phone call just so that we can get the core information of what we need to find a resource for them. And then after that, we could solely correspond if that's what's easier for the family. This is what services look like. And I apologize, I'm 2 weeks post-COVID, but this little nagging cough just pops up at times. So I apologize in advance. So families can contact us, and where you see right about here, that care coordinator is listening and gathering up the information. I'll give you the best example of how our service works is if you had, if one of your families has especially little ones, for any of you who've had young children, they have a 2-year-old that's having tantrums. Every 2-year-old has tantrums. I very often say, if you say you don't have a 2-year-old who's not having tantrums, you're probably lying, because every 2-year-old has a tantrum. So if this parent called and said, my 2-year-old is having tantrums, the care coordinator is going to ask enough questions to determine Are these tantrums typical of a 2-year-old? Because they all have tantrums. Then she might provide information for things like parenting classes that help give a parent better tools to know how to manage the behavior. I don't know about you, but I love my parents dearly, but I didn't really choose all the parenting strategies they use to parent my own children. And so it's good for us to gather more information to know that there are other options and to recognize when a child is having a tantrum. Is it because they're hungry? Is it because it's nap time? Is it because they're overstimulated? Is it because they need to be fed? Recognize those differences of why this tantrum is happening. So parenting classes are really good for teaching parents to recognize what's going on with their children and use different strategies based on that child. You have 5 kids, they all are very different from one another. And give parents better tools to care for their children. This 2-year-old that I'm describing having tantrums, if they're describing tantrums that are really abnormal, then we might be referring to a specialist to do an evaluation. It's not uncommon for a parent to describe a tantrum that actually is a big red flag for something like autism, where the parent may not know enough about the diagnosis to recognize the other red flags. But this one, once we start having this discussion, the description kind of points us in that direction. A third area to go towards is, has this child had some kind of traumatic event that has warranted these tantrums and now needs some mental health, some individual counseling or therapy to take place. So we can match them to a therapist who can work individually with that family. Maybe there's loss in the family, they've witnessed something traumatic, they're in foster care, whatever the situation is. Fourth is this 2-year-old communicating appropriately. If you are not very in the know of what happens in preschool life, but language is developing at that point, and that is the number one delay that you will see in children who are experiencing delays or potentially a disability, is speech delays. And this is where we would see it, is that our 2-year-olds should have a minimum of 50 words. If they do not have 50 words, I guarantee they are having tantrums because they can't communicate, they get frustrated, they have wants and needs that are not able to be communicated and fulfilled. So they tantrum, they bite and they kick and they hit others, which is pretty typical because they have limited language. But if they're behind, that may warrant even additional frustration and tantruming. So by listening to me describe these different things, the simple description of my 2-year-old is having tantrums can have very different types of referrals provided to a family. And that's why we have a live person on the line who is talking to the family and gathering up information in order to find the right resource for the family. Things that also factor into that is where the family is, the insurance that they have, their ability to pay, their transportation. All of those things make a big difference in, if 3 of you describe the same thing, you may get completely different referrals based on what that family's needs are. We provide all the information and then we follow up with the family about 2 weeks later, just to ensure that things are moving forward and that they're accessing the services that they need. This is sort of a quick overview of, there's a whole lot of different services that are out there, and we can help support a family in any of those things. If the child does have a disability, there's a lot of resources that are out there to help support them. They may need help understanding the disability. They may need support groups. They may just need to learn the language. If they are in that world, it is like learning an entirely new language. I want to be mindful of time, so I'm trying to watch that too. These are the core reasons that families have contacted us. If you notice, behavior is the number one, and communication is a close second. Probably is not surprising to you that behavior is number one. It is the thing that challenges parents more than anything. Part of why Megan asked me to come here today, this is where I will stray from this a little bit, is specifically about childcare. I know that your group works very much on employment and support of people, and childcare can be a very big factor in this. So this is something that is great for you to know, that we can help support the families in this area. If you have a family that is in need of childcare, you can send them to us, because not only will we help find them where to go looking for a childcare center, but we'll provide them with that support to better understand it. So there's two things that pop up when we talk about childcare. One is funding it. So are there funds to help support the family in that? There are, however, the line is very, very long in order to access that. There are some, a lot of the time funding is based on a point system. So depending on what kinds of things are going on with that child is where they rank in the long list of waiting for funding to come to support childcare. So we'll help make sure that they get on that list, but also see if we can find some alternative things like sliding scales. There are some programs that offer a sliding scale. Our staff is trained in protective factors, and part of what goes into that is helping teach the families to think of what other kinds of resources are accessible to them. So things like, do you have a family member that maybe you can barter with, or another parent who's in your community that maybe, if you're only looking for childcare for a couple hours a day or something like that, like, could you help each other out and partner up with whatever this need is? So help the family problem solve their situation. The other side of childcare is not just about funding, but it's also about understanding how to find childcare. And that takes some learning all by itself. So if any of you have ever done this before, you'll know that you often go to the one that's closest to you and is probably the most affordable. That may not be the right fit for a family. That might be convenient, but what if they charge way more money than the family can afford? Or what if they won't accept your child because they've been kicked out of 3 centers already, which unfortunately we are hearing quite often. What if they don't have hours that work with the hours of the job this family is trying to secure? And so those kinds of things are important, that a family should really do a good job interviewing the sites that they are going to potentially use. And so we help coach the family through that. We'll provide them with a checklist of questions to interview a site, things like, what is the ratio of staff to children? That's an important thing for a family to know. For you to know, licensing that governs childcare centers, it's a 1 to 12 ratio for children over 2. So if any of you have little children or have had little children, think of 1 teacher to 12 3-year-olds. There's a lot of kids. And so if your kid is really cooperative and can manage in that environment, fantastic. But what if they can't? So the parent should know that's a key question to ask. What is the ratio in this center? What is their behavior policy? How do they handle when there's scuffles between children? Because it happens. And my big one that I always recommend is, what is their sickness policy? These days, more than anything, it's important for parents to ask that question so that they know, is my kid who has allergies and a runny nose 24/7, are they going to get sent home from this childcare center constantly because they have a runny nose? And my new job that I'm securing is not going to let me keep leaving work to pick them up. I might need a more generous sickness policy so that they can stay there and I can actually do well in this new job. So that factor alone is a really important thing to talk to your clients about in selecting childcare for their children, because that can have such a massive impact on whether they keep their job or they are let go because they have to leave all the time and pick up their child. Do you have questions so far? I could ramble for hours, by the way, so. Okay, so for where we left off in this, we do a lot of community work. Let me get you back here. Oops, wrong one. Hold on, sorry. We host a lot of, okay, I'm out again, so sorry. I don't want this one, I want you to see screen 2. Okay, I think you're there now. You see the big screen now, right? Okay, good. So we have a weekly email that goes out to providers. This is not for parents, but with activities that are going on throughout the community, workshops and trainings for providers. Anyone is open to submitting information to us so that we can help get it out. It's specifically about events for children in Orange County. We host a networking breakfast 6 times a year to invite providers that are serving children and families to come together, learn about what kind of resources are out there, and remember how Help Me Grow is really a hub to help get families to all of these different services. We do provide, with COVID, we converted some things over and are offering parents a forum to come together, learn a little bit, and meet other parents in order to really not feel so isolated and alone, especially with things still being so remote. This was a fantastic opportunity to bring parents together. We can provide these materials to you. This is a copy of our flyer. Our flyers are in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese, and any age can contact us. We tend to focus on the little ones because that's usually while we're still learning our role as a parent, but also that's as we're discovering potentially issues going on. As a child gets older, as we're talking about teenage years, there are more social related types of issues, which we can help with those as well. But the younger ones are really where we're discovering that things are going on. And we want to make sure that as we're discovering and having questions and things don't seem to be right, we want to make sure that children get tapped into services as early as possible so they have a better long-term outcome. We are on social media, so you're very welcome to follow or like us on social media as well. I think I got through all of it. Do you all have questions?
Thank you, Deanna. You did an awesome job with the presentation. I know I shared with you after the first time I met you and saw your presentation, which was the first time you had ever done a presentation like that. I was able to talk with my friend, and she was trying to figure out, how do I get back into the workforce? I'm looking at childcare. So I connected her with your organization, and ooh, now she has childcare and
oh, that's fantastic.
And all that, all those sort of things, and exactly what they were looking for. So for their family. So yeah.
You know, I really encourage you all that are working with folks who are seeking employment to not leave this piece of it out. It's such a huge factor in securing employment if they have any age child, frankly. So even elementary school kids, what about after school care? You know, is it good for them to be home alone, or can we find an after school program where they can get support in their homework, do some fun activities, all of that. And these days especially. So I'll share with you, I have a very, very grown child who's 30, but I also have a 13-year-old. And we're in that funny age right now where she's sort of an only child because my other one's out of the house. And her coming home isn't really a great thing. After school programming has been wonderful because she needed to socialize and have non-school time with peers. And so those kinds of things we can help support your clients with those types of efforts as well. If they're still at work when the kids get home from school, they may not need formal childcare, but they might need some type of resource like that where the kids can have opportunities to connect with others and be in good supervised situations rather than, you know, just be home. They might be able to be home, but should they? So, so we can help with those types of situations as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, I completely agree. Does anybody else have any questions for Deanna? I know she's very thorough in her presentation and, you know, talks about things that maybe we don't necessarily think about, but maybe they come up afterwards when we're helping a client. So questions? No? Good.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And I'll make sure that I upload in your chat our flyer and my contact information. If you need anything, you'd like materials, you're not sure about, you know, referral or any of that, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Yes, I'm sure you're going to get some sort of action after the meeting. People started reaching out to you. We've got some shy people here, so.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to continue on into our updates section. And sorry, look like that video now all of a sudden.
Now it wants to work.
Now it wants to work. So we're moving on into the updates and latest news section. So Angie introduced herself earlier, but you know, I'm really excited, you know, for her to join CAP kind of officially in an official capacity and really help build the communication aspects and sharing of information. Unfortunately, I can't do everything. And with all my different roles, I really felt like I needed the help. And when I met Angie last year, when she shared her story, she used the resources from Working Wardrobes, and that's how we got connected. And we continue to stay in contact. And you know, then I started talking with her about possibly coming on board HumanWorks and, you know, helping on the admin and instructor side for the work that we do. And I was lucky enough that she accepted. And then when I asked her if she wanted to help me in CAP, and, you know, she accepted it again. So like I said, you'll be receiving pretty much all communications through Angie. And so if you have any questions, you know, still feel free to reach out to me, but she's really going to be assisting me in that role. So if you're wanting to get out flyers, things like that, you know, be sure to email her or me, and we'll make sure that it gets out. So, so yeah. And then I wanted to say congratulations to Lisa, because she's going to be getting off parole.
Yeah. Today is my 2-year mandate today. So today's actually 2 years to the day that I paroled from prison, and that's my minimum mandate. So I met it.
Yay! So I'm really excited for her. And, you know, she's an amazing person. She's doing amazing things. And so I just continue to want to be a part of her journey and watch her grow. And you know, she's going to do amazing things. So yes. So thank you. All right. And then I wanted to formally put it on the slide to welcome Assistant Sheriff Jeff to the group. Dominic reached out to me yesterday and letting me know that he was going to be joining the meeting and that we were going to be able to meet. So I was really excited. So I didn't have a picture of him, so I just, you know, at least I had the slide. So thank you again, sir. I'm really excited to be working with you.
Well, I appreciate it. And I don't think anybody wants to see a picture of me. I'm short and old, so that doesn't impress anybody. But listen, I got to tell you, the stories, man, they just mean a lot. And I know it's got to be very difficult to share, but I appreciate you letting us to be in as part of this journey. And I can tell you, I know Joe was a great partner, and my hope is to be an even better one. A lot of religion talked about today, and I won't get into my own religion, but I've got my own walk with God. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a mandate, and I'm just happy to be here as part of it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to working with you. And, you know, the lived experience speaker program is just continuing to grow. Danny and Juan just went through their security clearance last Tuesday. So I'm working with Melody to most likely maybe come inside next month. And it will be at least Danny and I. Juan is very busy. He, I know when the day before he did the security orientation, he was in North Carolina to do some like TED Talk or something. I was like, man, I got to get your autograph, sir. So we're going to be really lucky to have Juan actually brought his books into gave it to Dominic. And so they actually are inside the jail as the razor wire. So really amazing. So now we have 4 speakers that are officially cleared, ready to go. Paul and I went in December last year, and then Susan and Paul and I went in November as well. So we've been going in since October, and we're really enjoying being able to, and humbled and grateful to be able to come in and share the message of hope inside the jail. So that's really what it's all about. So these are a lot of the organizations that have filled out their info for that. So I'm going to do another revision. I had to do a last minute revision for the last time I went in December, so that I had everyone's resources on there, because I do hand the flyer out while we're inside and just kind of touch on it and speak to it and let them know that there are so many organizations that are out there that are wanting to assist them in their transition back into the community. These are just a sliver of them that participate actively within CAP. And here are some of the resources to go with that. And so, you know, some of the resources they had already possibly been aware of. It just kind of depends. But hearing it from a different person with the message in which our lived experience speakers are bringing in is unique. And I feel like, and what I've heard is that it is resonating with them. So I really, again, I appreciate the collaboration with all of you and the Sheriff's Department. So thank you. So we got about 11 minutes left, but if we end early, because I want to be mindful of your time. PAC meetings went back to being virtual this month. They probably will continue to be virtual at least for February. Agent Sabota got married, and so she's been off this whole month. She wanted to be here, but I wanted to make sure that I shared some of the information on her behalf. Agent Mata did a great job, and I helped assist doing the PAC meetings virtually this month. So Jennifer will be back, and so stay tuned. It will most likely be virtual. So I just wanted to let you guys know about the women's empowerment meetings are still happening the 3rd Thursday of every month. And then Project Kinship, they're still going to the Irvine and Anaheim parole offices. So this flyer is in else. 2 other things that I wanted to plug. Some of you may or may not know the work that I do with the Orange County Veterans and Military Family Collaborative. That's very long. The collaborative for short. I'm the chair of the Employment and Entrepreneurship Working Group. So we are putting on a clinical research career pathways event. It's going to be virtual now, given with the surge in cases. So this is, it's supposed to be open to veterans and their families, but I think it's an opportunity for people to learn about the different careers that are available in clinical research. So I would encourage you to share this flyer. We'll include it Angela will include it in the meeting recap notes. So it'll be by Zoom from 6 to 7:30 on February 8th. One of the things that is awesome about this is that it's a living wage, and you can have part-time or full-time employment with this. So UCI, the VA, and CHOC will be participating in this event. Defy Ventures is starting another boot camp. So that information was in the flyer or in the recap or reminder email. So it will be in there again. So if you would like to pass that information on to your clients, all of their services right now because of COVID are being offered virtually. And then you guys may or may not have seen the support in AB 328 for the housing. That was again in the reminder email, but just wanted to bring it up because it is going to be going to the floor on the 31st. So that if you guys wanted to support that, we did send that out earlier this month. Just because I know just from the work that I do, that housing, I mean, even just being a human being in Orange County specifically, housing is ridiculous, trying to find some sort of affordable housing. So I can only imagine for those that are transitioning back to the community, how hard it is to find housing, especially with all the background checks and all that fun stuff. So, wanted to bring that to your attention. Housing, again, is just a general an issue for us in Orange County and even in LA too, affordable housing, but specifically for the reentry population. And Geo Group, I'll do a plug for you. You guys have your information meetings that they do for their clients. So if you want to join that, you can reach out to either Ms. Salcedo or Victor, and they can help you with getting on, including in that. So I'm ending early, so that's always good. Does anybody else, I know I didn't get everyone, I noticed that afterwards, or they joined a little bit after, do you want to share any other updates or anything like that? I know Stacy, I saw you, and then Michelle, and then Kevin from Hope Builders. And then we had a Henry here. Yeah, and Henry's with the ADD. He's taking over Maya's role, right?
Yes, I am. And good morning, everybody. And I do apologize for attending late, but I guess we're all short staffed all over the place. So I was in another meeting and I was able to make it. But, just briefly, I will be somewhat taking over Mai Sue. I know probably a lot of you know Mai. She did go to another agency, but Jessica Linares and myself will be part of it as well. And just to let you guys know, we're still committed to assisting the reentry population as much as we can. And for the ones that are not familiar with our program, we deal with the Youth Employment Opportunity Program. That's the YEOP program. And it's basically catered for teens between the ages of 15 to 25. And, we do have a lot of programs available for people, for example, the youth offenders, teen parents, foster and homeless, like a lot of the organizations here. We also try to cater as much as we can to the youth population. So, if you guys ever need anything, we're more than happy to assist you. We have 3 different centers here in Orange County. I currently work out of the Santa Ana. We're at the 801 West Civic Center, right across the street from the courthouse. So that's where we're at. So again, if you guys need anything, we're more than happy to assist.
Oh, Henry, could you put direct your email in just to me in the chat? Could you put it in there for everyone else?
Of course, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share anything? All right.
I do.
Oh, awesome.
Quick, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let everybody know that Back to Work program is in Orange County. We currently subcontract with Chrysalis, who does an amazing job at getting individuals started in Caltrans careers. We have the statewide contract with Caltrans for the Cleaning California program. We are really hiring like crazy. So if you have individuals who are seeking employment or trying to find training for living wage employment, give us a call. We're the Back to Work program. I put my email in the chat earlier. We'd love to work with you all and help you out. I love coming to these capitalized meetings because I hear great, inspiring stories. And every time I come to one of these meetings, it makes me anxious to get to the next one. So this is the first time I came to Orange County Cap, Megan. You did a great job. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Derek, and like I said, good to see you, and love partnering with Chrysalis, and I know you guys do great work together with the Back to Work program with Caltrans. So thank you so much. Anybody else? Okay, well, if you want to share any other information, feel free to put it in the chat, send it by email so I can make sure that we include it in our meeting recap. Our next meeting is going to be same sort of hybrid format on Wednesday, February 23rd from 10 to 11:30. That is actually my little brother's birthday, so but he's overseas, so I get to send him a text a little bit earlier since he's in Bahrain, so stationed in Bahrain right now. So thank you so much, everyone, for an amazing meeting kicking off 2022. Looking forward to all the many great things to come this year, and for your collaboration and effort to help support those transitioning back. So have a great day, everyone. See you soon.
Everybody, be blessed. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.